Imagine being stuck on a space station with a murderer and you don't know who it is. What do? I'm Epokk from Indie Game Guides, and today we'll go over all the best things you can do to survive Among Us as a crewmate. Quick shout out to Backerish Not Smart, aka Lucas, in our Discord for helping me put together this guide and the one to follow, a guide on how to kill everyone in a space station as the imposter without anyone ever finding out. The title may still need some work, but we'll get into that later. Be sure to watch out for that one dropping soon after this video. Now let's jump into the guide. If you're in the middle of a task and a sabotage happens, stop whatever you are doing and go fix the sabotage. If you don't, people will think that you're acting suspiciously, as if you don't care if the sabotage is fixed or not, and they will throw you out or make you lose the game if no one fixes the sabotage in time. Only a small portion of all games are won by the crew finishing their tasks, so rather focus on figuring out who the imposter is. It doesn't matter what role you're playing, knowing the map helps massively either way. You'll know the quickest routes to fix a sabotage, which rooms are the most dangerous, and where all the vents are. You can always consult the map while playing, but not during voting rounds, so having the map up on a second screen or on a paper beside you can be really useful until you know the map well enough. Now we all know that imposters can actually just kill you by placing a knife in your back, but they can also kill you by misleading people during voting rounds and have them eject people. Now imposters are often the first ones to accuse others to throw suspicion off them. So if you feel like something is off or nobody has seen anything, just skip the voting round. You don't want to find yourself getting outnumbered by imposters because you ejected all your fellow crewmates. There's basically only one way to make sure that someone is innocent, by seeing him complete certain tasks that have animations that the imposter can't reproduce. Now these tasks are emptying the chute in the storage, emptying the garbage, scanning yourself in the medbay, blasting the asteroid in weapons, and priming the shields. If you have any of these tasks, keep these for last or until someone accuses you of being the imposter. That way you can tell the crew to follow you so they can see you do the animations. This way they will know that you're innocent, and that means that other people are more likely to trust you and look for the real culprit. Safety in numbers isn't just a thing people say. Moving around in groups is highly recommended. While going in groups of 3 is the best, you can go in groups of 2 if the other person trusts you and if you know he's proven to be innocent through the animations. Before we start talking about how to prevent more murders, I want to quickly mention that you can always hit me up on Twitter, and also be sure to check out our Discord community in the description down below, as it is steadily growing to become a home for more than a few indie game enthusiasts. And if you want to have a vote on which indie game gets featured next, be sure to subscribe, because we often organize open questions and do polls to decide which game gets a series of guides next. Now with that out of the way, let's move on to our next step. If you find a dead body, it takes minimal common sense that the right thing to do is to report it. That way everyone knows and you can start piecing the puzzle together. So if you find a body, report it. But if you see someone else standing near a dead body and not reporting it, he might have an interest in not reporting it, if you catch my drift. In the top right corner you have the taskbar that needs to be filled completely to win without figuring out who the imposter is. Now you can only fill it up by completing tasks as a crew member. So if you see someone doing a task, keep an eye out for the taskbar. If they exit the task as if they completed it and the taskbar hasn't moved, you'll know that he isn't a crewmate. He's an imposter who is faking a task to mislead you. At the beginning of the game you'll see a screen telling you to be quiet. Now you can simply click and skip this screen to get into the game faster, that way you're out of sight from everyone quicker and you can finish your tasks faster. The admin room reveals in which rooms there are players, and it won't show who they are and they won't show them if they're in hallways, but it can help you figure out where the players were when a body turns up. You may even see people reach places much quicker than they should or without passing certain rooms. If they did, most likely an imposter will have used the vents to travel around. For example, if someone is going from the medbay directly to the security without being seen in one of the engine rooms, they must have probably vented. Run immediately towards that room to see who it was, and once you know who's the imposter, run over to the emergency meeting button to call an emergency meeting and vote the imposter out. Same thing for the security cams. If you see someone leave rooms without entering them first, gotcha. So those were all the tips we could come up with, but now it's up to you. Do you have any more tips? Please share them in the comments down below and you may prevent a murder on a space station. And if you found this guide useful, be sure to give the video a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content like this one, consider subscribing. We publish a lot of guides like this one every week, and we would love to get your input in our open questions and polls in the community page. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.